Hey traders, Park here with an update to the futures indicators I displayed last week. Uh, this right here is the updates that you'll be seeing in this indicator. And what you can see is actually the candles, and it's actually pushing the previous candles. Right now, I have these set at 48. So this is actually 48 periods into the future, or 48 periods past that's been projected into the future. Same situation down here with the unbalanced volume. It's just showing like that because it's pre-market. It doesn't have a lot of volume. And we zoom in a little bit more, but actually I got it on 48. So that is crushing it a little bit. But for the most part, the unbalanced volume is showing you, hey, that it's pushing forward. Excuse me. That this move on GameStop is actually volume driven. But right now, you're actually seeing it actually come back down because this is a gap up day, and this is probably its pre-market high right there. Yeah, that was its pre-market high. So hopefully, GameStop is able to maintain at least its pre-market's high. But that is the updates that I put on this indicator. I also put in there where you can actually go in there. If you don't like the averages that I chose, you can actually change those averages. So right now you have the blue line, which is the first average, and then you have the big line. This average right here, it go along with the bars. But the only thing that's actually been projected is the cloud and those bars. You can actually go in there. If you don't like the bars, you can hide those bars. You can actually hide the cloud as well. But I put in there two move averages. These are the current move averages. They're not being projected or anything into the future. So we can actually go into the indicator. And if you don't like any of the colors that I've chosen right now, I have mine as this blue color. If you don't like that blue color, you can change it to whatever you want. You can change it to yellow. You can change it to whatever you want. But if you feel as though these candles are actually, I'm trying to figure out, covering up the bars like this one's covering up the bars, just go in and manually make those candles translucent or transparent. So now you can actually see this bar was green, and yellow is just a bright color, and that's one of the reasons why I chose that blue color, which actually shows a better or more transparent, especially when it comes to blue. I mean, green, red, and yellow, white, whatever. But for the most part, you can go in there, you can hide those colors, you can do whatever you really want to do with that. And we can go back to the beginning of the stock. And right now, it looks like GameStop is actually halted to the downside now. We can go to the S&P 500. And we can see right now, the reason why I chose 48 is because if you're familiar with in my videos, I choose numbers to correspond with time or averages to correspond with time. So I right now I've chose 12 and 48. So 12 is 1 hour on a 5-minute chart. So it takes 12 bars to give you an hour. It takes 48 bars to give you 4 hours. So this blue line right here is at a 12 period average, and that's an hour. And the red line is at a 48 period average, which gives you 4 hours on a 5-minute chart. I have the candles, so this average and the candles are be together, or this average and the projected candle or future cloud work together. So whatever you set that this one as, this length right here will control the future cloud and the future candles. And this is your link move average 1. So move average 1 is the blue one. Move average 2 is the red one. And you can have a multi-time frame. I left that in there so you can change the time frames. And I was looking at it earlier on a weekly basis. But you put it on multi-time frame and it'll project it. Everything is shift. You can see the candles change everything. It's been shifted. So even the move average as well, it's been shifted as well, according to a 15-minute time frame now. So we can go back to the original. Like you can change the move average type, whatever move average you want. We can go back to the original and it automatically changes. One other update that I put in there where you can either use the closing price or you can use the average of the Heikinashi close. That's not going to affect the candles, or I mean, it's not going to affect these future candles or future cloud, but it will affect those averages. And right now we're looking at the S&P 500, and right now you have this big push up, but according to my volume indicator, which I have hidden right now, this move is off of average volume. But you can look right here, the unbalanced volume, saying, hey, this is not significant push down, but it's maybe an area for you to get in. But you can also look at right here on the 4-hour basis, the candles are below the future of the future candles or future cloud, which is, like I said, has been projected into the future. So right now we're looking at this right here. This could be a momentary pause to a push up or push down, but it's actually coming down to, what is this? It's actually coming up to a channel that I had created for the S&P 500. So we can go up to the higher time frame and let's see what it's actually doing. So this is the projected channel that the S&P 500 is trying to hit or come down to right now, that I marked out from this high to this high. Even though this candle broke it, I'm not going to go off of, I'm not going to get rid of it just because one candle broke below it. Just like situation out here, these wicks broke below that one as well. But this indicator works on all time frames. Let's go back down to the 5 minute and let's see what happens. And I also did the same thing down here with this one as well, with the unbalanced volume of 15 minutes. You can choose the price of the closing price of the Heikinashi close, which is the open, high, low close divided by add together and then divided by 4. You have the original, and then you have the multi-time frame as well. You can hide this cloud. You can paint the bars according to the colors of the indicator as well. I have this one set at 48 as well. And right now, you can see how on a 48 period basis, this candle right here is below 25% of the highest candle. So let me go ahead and just project, go ahead and show you what I mean by that. And this is the volume comparison indicator, average volume comparison. I was calling it the highest, what was I calling it? I was calling the highest volume average, was actually a comparison of the highest volume candle. I have it set at 48, and I actually need to get rid of these bands that I had put on there. Yeah, we're going to get rid of those, and I'm going to push these back up on there, and highest volume, so everything should be good. And I'm going to put my volume average on there too. So when we put that on there, you'll see what I mean. This is the highest volume bar of the day since the on the 5 minute chart. This last volume bar was below 75%, but greater than 50%. So it would be above average. This bar right here was above 25%, but it's a below average. 50 is the average of this bar, so it'll be below average. This red bar was actually above average, and that's where you get this big push. But this was an irregular body going up to the high, trying to push higher, and this right here is an irregular body as well, trying to push it lower. And you can see how the S&P 500 is actually fighting back. This pink line represents a gap. If you didn't see it when I had it on here, so this is this gap right here that I don't see as being filled. This pink line and that pink line right there represents a gap. S&P 500 made it through it. You can say it's been broken. I'm not going to say it's broken yet until I see a significant candle or push above it. And right now, it's kind of sort of acting as support or resistance on this 5 minute chart right here. So you could say it's acting as resistance, or it was acting as support, because if you look right here, when this candle did break above, this daily candle did break above the gap area, you can say it's been filled, but for the most part, I'm waiting for a candle to either go significantly higher than that. And we can come back to this point right here where it acted as support before it broke down. But it took a significant amount of volume to break it down below. But we can still either hope for or just look for a push above that. But those were the updates that I made to the future indicator. And this is my average volume comparison. And you can change this to Heikin-Ashi, or you can change it to Heikin-Ashi or the buy sell pressure trend. Those are your different trends that I have built into that one. I have the bars been painted accordingly as well. And I actually did put in a regular volume average, which is that gray line that's down there. You can see it's way down here. So if you put this on 48, all these candles will be way above average. And that's one of the reasons why I chose my average volume comparison. That's one of the reasons why I created this average volume comparison, because if any of these candles are below 25% of this highest candle right here, I wouldn't expect the price to move. Just like right now, price isn't doing a lot of moving right now. So that's the average volume comparison indicator, and it helps you make better decisions when it comes to volume, because I'm looking for anything that's above 25%, and especially anything above 50% of the highest volume bar. And like I said, I put the irregular bodies indicator in this as well, as we can see how those have turned out. And these pushes right there, and you got that push right there, but trying to go higher, but you don't have a significant amount of volume either. And they're irregular bodies, so they're not going to go anywhere. You have this big high volume candle right here, but it wasn't able to really bring price down. You can almost look at it as a high wave candle, because buyers stepped in and buyers actually held that level on this 12 period average move. Yeah, 12 period move average, which I have it set for simple. So the other indicator that I wanted to debut today was the previous day. Well, this is a lot of indicators that I just pushed into one. If you're familiar with my levels indicator, it kind of mimics that for the most part. It gives you all the different levels for the day and the week and the month. But I made significant improvements to it, and I made significant updates to it as well. So you actually have an open range that I programmed into this. You have an open range high, low, and then you have the range difference, which is $1.33. And I have it set for 15 minutes. You have your day change as well. So right now the S&P 500 is actually below its previous day closing price, which showing you that it's a red day for right now. So it's actually the change is $3.22, and the percent is 0.84%. And you can see that right here being mimicked right here on the chart as well. You can see the day high, the day low, and be familiar with my inside and outside day indicator. You can see today is an inside day, and it's an outside week. So we go back to this. You can see this candle, this high and low is within this candle right here. So it's actually it's showing you that it's an inside day. Or you can look at this as like a bullish or bearish harami. Steve Nielsen candlestick book, he calls it that. But for the most part, it's an inside day, inside week, and you get those labels right there. And if you notice, you don't have any of your daily levels popped up on here on this higher time frame. That's one of the other key features that I created in there. You have your weekly, you have your monthly levels that popped up. So let me get rid of the drawings for a moment. You have your previous month high, previous week high, previous week low, previous month low. And then you actually have your month high, which is right here, your current month's high, and your current week's highs right here, your current week's low, and your current week's current month lows down here right now, right here, this bright green line. Anything that's current is going to be bright green or bright red. Anything that's previous is going to be dark red or dark green. And like I said before, you don't have any of those daily levels show up on this higher chart. So that's one of the other key features that I programmed in there as well. So we're going back to our 10-day 5-minute chart. And you can see those same levels pop up as well. You have to put it on a higher chart, like a 30-day chart, to see the monthly, but the weekly and daily work just fine. So we put this chart on a 30. We'll just put 90. We can get our monthly levels. That's going to be one of the drawbacks for using the indicator. It just has to be on a higher. You need more data, and you're not going to get that data on a 10-day period. So this your previous month, previous excuse me, previous month low, previous month high, and then you got your current month low, and your current month's high is probably higher up there. There you go. It's not showing the line right now, but the current month's high is 389.52. So if I get rid of the future cloud, we can look at some of the other features of the this daily indicator. I'm just waiting for everything to repopulate. So let's push it to the previous day. You have your after hours high and this after hours low as well. So your after hours low, after hours high will be this light green and light red color. And you can actually see those right here. Their bubbles are right here. After hours low, after hours high is right here. 390.28 from last week. So, and you have your weekly high, weekly high, and day high being projected right there. And you have your open as well. And that's one of the other things that I changed as well, was I pushed the open to the forward as well. So you don't have any of these bubbles here around price that are being projected. Anything that's current is being projected forward. Anything that's previous should be projected backwards. Back here. So what other things? Other things I added into this as well was your you can show the time reminders, which are these different things right here, the 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute lunch. You see all those, but those will not show up past, I think, 15-minute chart or 30-minute chart. So they're not clogging anything up. Because if you go up to a higher time frame, like let's say 3-day, 15-minute, and I think they still gonna show. So yeah, so they still show up on a 15-minute, but they won't. They shouldn't show up on this 30-minute chart. So yeah, so you don't have any of those in the way, especially if you're doing some technical analysis, because on a 30-minute chart, you don't really want to pay attention to those levels. You want to pay attention to a 15-minute chart and below. So that's, like I said earlier, that's one of the features that I added in there. I also added in there where you can show the inside bar, outside bar bubbles. So I added all that into there as well. And right now, you can see the S&P 500 before I go away from this thing. Let me put my levels back, because it's one of the things I make a mistake of, not replace my levels before I go to another stock, and then they're permanently removed. But you have your inside bar, outside bar bubbles as well on this indicator. And you can see right here, yeah, that was a big move by volume. But you can see right here, the S&P 500 is finding bullish divergence right here. That's what that small cyan arrow is showing you. And hopefully it is able to hold right here, or is it going to be stopped out by this 15-minute open range right here. But actually broke down below it, but we'll see if it can hold that or not. So let's go back to GME and it'll show you something different on the labels. And GME, you can see the day change is $2.83. You can see the day high, day low. You can see the open range. You can see it was a gap up day. That's something that I programmed in as well. But it was a gap up day, gap down day. It is showed as well. And you can see this move down on volume or with the unbounded volume. It's actually showing you more so like it's a pullback, especially if it can get back above this average of the channel, which on this, yeah. So we can go look at another stock, AMD, and it'll give us the same information. Day change, open range, inside day, inside week. So it's giving you what's happening on a week as well. It give you the same thing. It's also on a monthly basis as well. If it's inside day, inside week, or inside month. So but you have to be on a higher time frame if you want the monthly information for those. You can cut those bubbles off and on with the inside bar, outside bar bubbles if they're too much on your chart or covering up stuff like this. They're not really doing you any good. But when you zoom in, that's when you can see the significance of it. And there's your holy grail right here. Outside bar, inside bar, holy grail. And this is on AMD. And then you come to your, you had another holy grail as well, but it was a breakdown. You have your Nirvana, outside bar. No. Nirvana is inside bar, then outside bar. The other thing I programmed into the open range is actually fibs as well. And that's what this cloud is showing you. This is the top, excuse me. This is your open range high, open range low. This is your 28.6, your 38.2, your 61.8, and your 78 I can't remember right offhand what that is. Your 78.6 fib right here. So I didn't program those. I didn't put any lines in there because I want you to not necessarily worry about having a whole bunch of lines covering up your information of the open range. So that's why this open range is the cloud versus lines. And this purple line right here is your pre-market low. And this blue line is your pre-market high. So I think that's everything that's in this indicator, but let's go and check. Oh, the other thing, it just shows you the pre-market high, these labels right here. So if you're looking at anything on a pre-market or after hours, it'll actually show you that information as well. So we go to the on-demand feature. And I can't remember if I have it set for after. Okay, there's your after hours. This is, what day is this? This is 12/6/18. So just December 6th, 2018. But it shows you your after hours as well. So your after hours change for this stock. So you get your after hours labels. And if I adjust the time to show you pre-market, so we'll go to, let's say 0. We'll just say 8. And we just gotta give Thinkorswim a few moments. There we go. There's your pre-market level label right there. It's blue. And you can see the change, your pre-market high, high and low right here. And according to this, is the inside week. But those are some of the key features of this indicator. Show bubbles, hide bubbles, pre-market. You can hide the pre-market after hours lines. Show the weekly bubbles, show monthly bubbles, plot previous week. This is all for those lines and bubbles. If you don't like anything that I have on there, you can hide any of that stuff. And I believe this right here hides, hide the open range cloud, ORB cloud. Show only today. This applies to open range, and this is everything for the open range right there. And your range labels. If you don't want that gray label on there, it'll go away as well. If you're familiar with my channel, then you know I pretty much make everything customizable for the user. Whatever you want to, whatever makes you feel comfortable or best use for you, and that's why I put in all those different features where you can cut things off and on. Because sometimes for me, these labels will be in the way of price if I'm trying to do some technical analysis. So I would just eliminate these labels sometimes. So we can go to AMC and see what that stock's doing. If GME is up, I'm pretty sure AMC was up too. And it looks like it's trying to make a pushback as well. But you can see right here that prices generally just fell. And right now you're not getting any significant volume either. So you can look at those right there, and it's just telling you. But a cumulative volume pushes down, though. A cumulative selling, you can say, kind of pushes down to where it is now. But in one sense, it came back. It's coming back to its open. And we'll see what it does from here, if it's going to get another push. But if the overall market is down, it may not get another push. So let's go see what the overall market or the S&P 500 is doing. And it's kind of sort of just sitting there on that lower part of my channel that I had marked out. And it's below its pre-market low. The pre-L means pre-market low. And your daily and weekly low are the same right now. So that's what we're looking at. And what time is it? It's 9:11 where I am. And this is 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. So we don't know what type of day it's going to be, but we have a lot of information, especially what's coming out tomorrow. But this is going to be the end of this video. Let me make sure those are the anomalies. You're familiar with those. And that just gives you the irregular bodies. Those are just the labels to go along with the comparison for volume. And those are those, like I said before, those irregular bodies. And I think I have either set for the original. No, it must be on the average. And I believe I have these set for 48 as well. So yeah. But this is going to be in a video. I hope the information I've given out has helped you. If you have not already, please like and subscribe. And I wish you the best, and God bless.